What up, TikTok? And this is going to be in fair use and fair use. So we have this. We got this. I don't know what gender her or his birth certificate, but I can say this. Kind of looking like a transformer. Kind of looking like the stereotype. So I asked this it to cam up in their video response if they want to go. I don't do tit for tat, but sometimes I think we need to do tit for tat because a lot of times when you are having a disagreement, sometimes the arguing and debating is necessary. You understand what I'm saying, people? And sometimes when we do the tit for tat, that person that you're going tit for tat and debating needs to understand what ground they stand on. And a lot of times they don't have no ground to stand on. They rather be combative and just want to just be emotionally responsive. And while being a narcissist and being and just having no consideration of the other person's feelings, the other person's thoughts and beliefs, mindset, mentality, but they want you to be understanding and caring for them. And a lot of times, when it comes to the so-called gender war, you got a lot of these heifers who don't care about other women. They'll call another woman who don't agree with her anti-black misandry, her misandry towards men, even though she don't have no negative experiences that I would consider serious and detrimental. We're not talking. We're talking about not what you feel based on court documents, based on criminal complaints, okay, based on medical records, that you are a victim of X, Y, Z. She doesn't state this, okay? All this heifer is doing is running her mouth. Like that's doing something, and it's not. So look at these comments by D. See, this modern block Hoffa is broken and does not know what they're talking about. And the worst part about it, people like this, they all think they know what they're talking about. You never notice that, people? And I love how they want to tell you how you should get counseling, but they never follow their own advice. How are you going to tell me to get counseling up there? How are you going to tell me what I need to do when you ain't done the work yourself? But this is what these modern black heifers. There was a school shooting, a workplace shooting by white folk. Does she keep that same energy? Now she can talk about, I'm worried about black issues. No, you're not. You're not concerned about black issues. What you like to do is tear down your other half. Shame. I'm gonna show you these comments. This is my response. Oh, really? See, look at this. I want to show you where it started. Look at this. For no reason. The stereotypes are funny. I'm reading below. The stereotypes are funny. I have no kids I don't have no kids. This is what I think this hyena is saying. The stereotypes are funny. Actually, there's a lot of truth to black female stereotypes. And unfortunately, the FBA black female chose to embrace these stereotypes, thinking that made her a strong, tough heifer. Makes her look weak and stupid if and when you ask me. And men like me. And other women who actually agree with me, but you would probably call them a pick-me. But they're picked and you're not. Okay? You're saying the stereotypes are funny. I have no kids. by multiple baby daddies. So you don't have no kids and you don't got multiple baby daddies. Okay. I own my home. Okay, let me ask you a question. You say you own your own home, but do you pay okay, so you don't make no mortgage. Do you make a mortgage payment a month? Answer the question. I asked, now I gave specific instructions to cam up and talk to me in a respectful way. This it refuses to do that. So do you own your own home? Do you own your own car? Let me ask you, do you make car payments? Do you pay a mortgage on every month? Do you pay a mortgage on a loan? Now, if you pay a mortgage and if you're making a car payment, you don't own that. So you don't own your own home because you're making payments. And even if you have that home fully paid off, right? Guess what? You still don't own it because you got to pay taxes to the government. So you don't own it truly. Even if you have my car is actually paid off. But guess what? I technically don't own it because I'm responsible for maintenance. And guess what? I still got to renew my tags. So I don't own my vehicle. But but black people like to say you own stuff. You don't own nothing. You don't. You're not on, and then to continue, you say you're not on Section 8. You make six figures. Let me say this, people. Anybody can say they make six figures, they got this, they got that. Until you see them in real life moving, they're lying to you. They're always capping. You got so many people who are always capping. They don't live what they're talking. They don't walk the walk. They talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk. They don't walk what they're talking. They don't walk the walk of what they're talking to talk. Okay? And this is projection right here. Let me tell you. Right here is projection. Okay? Legit question. What made you become so bitter and hateful and angry? Do you need a friend? Now this half is being sarcastic. Well, I'll be in South Carolina for Christmas. We can meet up. Well, if you want to meet up with me, I will meet up with you in a safe place. I ain't gonna give you the direct my direct address to my home. We have to talk. We have to video chat and FaceTime, on a consistent basis, and that's taking a chance. If we're gonna meet up, you're gonna have to open that mouth and pleasure my other head. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're going to meet up with me, we're going to have a fun conversation, a good time. I hope you don't, you look like you got ugly feet. I hope that mouth is clean before it meets my mini-me. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So in a nutshell, you call me an incel because I exposed Cynthia G. Just like everybody else exposed Cynthia G. Her hypocrisy, her lying, her doing other black women dirty, but you still support her because she pushes a narrative, even though she deals with black men offline and got pregnant by a Pookie and Ray Ray, Beta Male Coon. No disrespect to him, but I gotta call a spade a spade. But tit for tat don't work here. Now I'm gonna probably have to break this into parts, but asking me where's my husband? Let me ask you, D. Tafini, where's your husband? You don't have these negative experiences with men, especially black men. Why are you even supporting anti-black misandry if you love and care about the black man? Is what I ask of you. I asked you to answer my question, which you refused to. I don't know. I don't think this is genuine, people. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry when a woman in your family betrayed you, but that has nothing to do with me and other black women. Actually, I never said it did. And actually, most of y'all are the same. Y'all got the same mentality. You're not so different. You're not so unique. Y'all groupthink. You have a herd mentality, and you refuse to separate yourselves from them hyena heifers. You refuse to do that, so how can I take you seriously? You seems like you're being sarcastic. And the thing is, it's funny. You say stop projecting your pain and anger on us, get counseling and deal with your trauma. Well, how would you know I'm projecting my pain and anger onto you when I don't know you? And I already done counseling. So let me ask you a question. When are you going to stop? When are you going to follow your own advice? And when are you going to stop projecting your hurt, your pain, and anger onto us as black men? Let me say this again. When Daphne, oh no, not that D, Tafini, D. Let me ask you this: when are you going to stop projecting your pain and anger onto us as black men, and get counseling and deal with your trauma? Because you just told on yourself. You just told on yourself. You asking me, where's my husband? Where's your wife? And the fact that you answered a question, now I asked an honest question. It was not an entrapment question where I'm actually insulting you and making a passive, aggressive, whole-ass statement. I did not make, when I asked a question, I asked a question. It was not a question where I'm actually being disrespectful and masking it as a question, but I'm really making a disrespectful, insulting statement towards you, which I did not do. And I don't appreciate you just doing that, not answering the honest question. I asked a simple question, not a statement, not a passive-aggressive, insulting, derogatory statement that's masked as a question to make you feel like you ain't shit, okay? I asked the statement, where's your husband? You're asking me, where's my wife? Well, here's the thing. I asked you first. Now, if you would have asked a question with a question, well, I don't understand your question and where you're going about it, that's fine. But when I ask you a straight up question and you say, well, where's your wife? You're not, no, you don't get to do that. You can do that, but I can't take you seriously. If I ask a question, what you got going on? Where's your wife? Where's your husband? I think she does play for the other team, people. She comes across as a rainbow hoffa. You know what I'm saying? That hates men. She's a man hater. That's why, and she's mad because nobody's giving her the time of day. I'm pretty sure she's getting some guy shoot her shot. I'm pretty sure she's getting a dude to shoot his shot or a female to shoot her shot. But I'm going to talk about the men. I'm pretty sure she got guys who are shooting their shot, but because they don't look a certain way, they're not Morris Chestnut. They don't look like LeBron James. They're not like Snoop Dogg. They're not Denzel Washington. They're not like Will Smith. Y'all still like Will Smith, so cut it out. So because they're not famous, they're not ludicrous, they're not these so-called high-value men, and they're basing it off of money. That's why she don't got nobody. She got unrealistic expectations. Now she can say that's not true, but I'm just speaking from my mind. I'm speaking from my feelings. And speaking from a place of an opinion, some of my opinions. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. This is not about me being right. But I'm just sharing my thoughts and opinions. I'm just making statements. It doesn't matter if it's right or wrong. For you to get triggered by what I'm saying, says a lot about you. Didn't you say, which is BS? I want to know what's your source and what type of history book have you read? That's from what type of documentaries have you watched about your people? The history of FBA, the history of black folk worldwide. How many documentaries have you watched? How many elders have you talked to who lived through World War I and II? How many elders have you talked to who are actually survivors of slave parents? Parents, their parents and grandparents were part of chattel slavery. How many times have you talked to those people in your lifetime? Seems like you like to run your mouth instead of shutting the fuck up. Okay? Black women fought along with black men for our freedom. Let me stop you right there. How many black women actually fought for black men's freedom? That's not true. And I will go toe-to-toe and go hand-to-hand combat with any of you fake-ass social media pro-blacks, you pro-black simps, and you pro-black, anti-black misandrist bitches. Any of you fake pro-black who are really black feminazis, anti-black, misandric, Negro bedouin bitches. I will go toe-to-toe with you on that. No, black women ain't fought for shit. There was only a small percentage of black women who actually stood by black men to get us out to combat our oppression of being enslaved, chattel slavery, and surviving Jim Crow, of the terrorism of Jim Crow. But we're not free as a people. We should be, but we're not. Okay? The majority of the slave rebellions were destroyed by black women. Black women owned slaves too. Like 40% of you heifers owned slaves. That's why when some black men say black women don't deserve reparations, now this is not my opinion. This is not how I feel. To me, it depends. But a lot of you had black women who were mostly slave owners themselves, like white bitches, like these white females. The white male, but nobody ever want to talk about the white female owning slaves, and they damn sure don't want to talk about black women owning slaves, and they own a lot. Like 40% of them. They had their share, and they were the worst than the white male slave master and the white female slave master put together. When you see all this child abuse, especially when it comes to boys, it speaks volumes. So you cut it out. So I'm going to continue. Finish your. So cut the bullshit. You know the history. You know all black women who went to war for us. What black women went to war for us? What black women, can you name them? There's not that many. It's mostly the men in the front lines. I'm not saying women didn't play a role, but let's keep it real. It's usually the black male slaves got treated worse. And I'm not going tit for tat on this. I'm speaking facts. I'm not saying a lot of y'all black women are house niggas. Negro bedwenches. By force. But in today's times, it's your own personal choice because you lack pride. And for your information, what happened? The reason why the so-called Black Civil Rights Movement failed, because black women chose feminism. Black women chose vanity. Black women wanted to be like these white hoes that she saw on TV. She wanted to be like the Marilyn Manson, Jane Fonda type of bitch. She didn't want to be like Pam Grier. She didn't want to be like Coretta Scott King. She didn't want to be like Malik Shabbat. Let me see. I mean, she didn't want to be the wife of Malcolm X. She didn't want to be like Coretta Scott King, the wife of Malcolm X and the wife of Marcus Garvey. Okay? She didn't want to be the wife of Eldridge Cleaver, which is Kathleen Cleaver. No, she wanted to stand next to these buck-breaking, racist gay males, gay white males, and these dyke, racist, lesbo, Caucasian females. That's what she wanted to be like. Thinking that's going to get her extra pieces of cornbread and some table scraps, and to stay in the big house where she's getting the ghetto gagging treatment, if you know what I mean. So get your facts straight. Your last comment: my husband is right beside me. That means but you just said you don't have a husband. You said you don't have no kids. Guys, you see how these women contradict themselves? First, I asked her where's her husband. She could have just said yes. I have a husband, not a man, not a boyfriend, but do you have a husband? She said my husband's right beside me, so she's being sarcastic. How black women sold out when it's the black man who sold out the black community a long time ago? How did the black man sell out? And don't give me that, well, because every time a black man gets some money, he moves out the hood, or he moves out a predominant black, well-to-do black neighborhood and live with white folk and marries a white woman. That's not how it happens. Because if we're going to say that, why did you see? Okay, because then we're going to have to talk about Serena Williams. We're going to have to talk about Halle Berry. Well, Halle Berry half black. See again, but you championed her. You championed Halle Berry and put her on a pedestal as a black woman, as an honorary black woman, even though she's mixed. You did the same shit with Amber Rose. You did the same shit with Cardi B. And all them Jezebels I just mentioned, anti-black. They're both mixed. Cardi B, you could say she's a mulatto, but they're anti-black, but they're black when it's convenient. But all of a sudden, when we call out certain female degenerate behavior, now all of a sudden they're not black. This is what you women do. This is what you black male Sims do. Okay? Let me say this again. How did the black man sell out when, last time I checked, when it came to the slave rebellions, it was the black women committing racial treasons. A lot of black women set up black men to get lynched and castrated and get the Emmett treatment. But a lot of black women actually sided with white zaddy when it came to the lynching of Emmett Till and other black males, black boys and black male teenagers and grown-ass black men and older black men getting lynched and castrated and burnt alive, and black women getting their vajayjay cut off, carved and cut off, and getting lynched and having her pregnant, even when they were pregnant, having her pregnant belly cut open and the fetus is stomped to death. It was a black female who actually told Master while she was giving him toppy and having relations of what the slaves were trying to do when they were trying to be revolutionary. So she turned into being a mammy. That's a fact. And that's not saying all black women acted like that, but a large majority did. Look how the majority of you so-called good sisters are so afraid to speak out and separate yourselves. Do I acknowledge that a lot of men need to do a better job at giving them good sisters cover when they do speak out? I agree on that part, but let's be real. Okay? Every time when black women got money, she did that more so. Moved to a white area. But she talk about all this black girl magic, black woman empowerment, but she don't want to have nothing to do with other black women. Y'all don't even want to support each other's business. As long as she's pushing an anti-black misandric narrative against black men, that's when you're good. As long as she's advocating harm and rape towards black men, that's good. Look at how Keke Palmer's mother wished and hoped that Darius Jackson get prison raped. Prison RAPE. You have women who say, I will falsely accuse you, and you go to prison and you will get the R word. Or I'll make sure you get R word or drug something, and then a female will end up pregnant. Okay, that has happened. Women drugging and robbing and raping men. Okay? So you need to go sit down somewhere with that BS. Black women, look at Serena Williams. Look at how these black female celebrities, black female public figures who got white husbands or white boyfriends that living off her. So who's the real sellout? I would argue the fact that we don't hold coons accountable is a major problem, especially these black female coons. Nice try, but you failed on this one.